welcome you the MOOCs course on Basics of Computer 2. In this lecture, we are going to cover languages and flowcharts, input and output devices, memory, operating systems. Languages. What is programming language? A programming language defines a set of instructions that are compiled together to perform a specific task by the CPU, Central Processing Unit. The programming language mainly refers to high level languages such as C, C++, Pascal, ADA, COBOL, etc. The programming languages can be classified into two categories, that is low level language and high level language. Low level language. The low level language is a programming language that provides no abstraction from the hardware, and it is represented in 0 or 1 forms, which are the machine instructions. The languages that comes under this category are the machine level language and assembly level language. Machine level language. The machine level language is a language that consists of a set of instructions that are in the binary form 0 or 1. A machine level language is not portable as each computer has its machine instructions. So, if we write a program in one computer, will no longer be valid in another computer. So, what is assembly language? The assembly level language contains some human readable commands as instructions are written in the English words such as mov, move, add, subtract, etc. So, it is easier to write and understand. We know that the computers can only understand the machine level language. So, we require a translator that converts the assembly code into machine code. The translator used for translating the code is known as an assembler. Now, what is high level language? The high level language is a programming language that allows a programmer to write the programs which are independent of a particular type of computer. The high level languages are considered as high level because they are closer to human languages than machine level languages. When writing a program in a high level language, then the whole attention need to be paid to the logic of the program. A compiler is required to translate a high level language into a low level language. Flow chart. The flow chart is a diagram which visually presents the flow of data through processing systems. A flow chart is a blueprint of a design which we have made for solving a problem. Flowchart symbols. The basic symbols commonly used in flowcharting of assembly language programs are process, input, output, decision, connector, predefined process, terminal, flow lines as shown in the figure. Now, coming into the input and output devices. So, what is input devices? Input devices are electromechanical devices that are used to provide data to a computer for storing and further processing. Input devices act as an interface between the computer and the user. Depending upon the type or method of input, the input device may belong to the following categories such as keyboard. Keyboard as shown in the figure is the most commonly used input device. We can use a keyboard to type a data and text and execute commands. Pointing devices. Pointing devices are the input devices that are generally used for moving the cursor to a particular location to point an object on the screen. Some of the commonly pointing devices are mouse. This is the most commonly used types of mouse which are shown in the figures. mechanical mouse and optical mouse, and others are trackball, light pen. These are the pointing devices. Joystick also is a pointing devices. It is generally used in computer games, CAD systems, industrial applications, etc. Touch screen. Touch screen is also a pointing device that enables us to enter the data such as text, pictures and images by directly touching the screen. There are different types of touch screen technologies used today. They are surface web technology, capacitive technology, resistive technology. Scanning devices. Scanning devices is also input devices, which are the input device that can electronically capture text and images and convert them into computer readable form. The scanning devices can be differentiated from each other on the basis of their characteristics, which is resolution, size, scanning technology. On the basis of these characteristics, the scanning devices can be categorized as handheld scanners, flatbed scanners, drum scanners, slide scanners. Optical recognition devices. Optical recognition devices are used for recognizing the characters optically, which are some of the commonly used optical recognition devices are OCR devices, which is optical character recognition devices. As shown in the figure, it scan a particular document by recognizing its individual characters and converting it into the editable form. OMR devices. The optical mark recognition devices, as shown in the figure, make use of OMR technology, which helps in obtaining the data from the marked fields. MICR devices. Magnetic ink character recognition devices, which is shown in the figure, are the special devices used for recognizing the characters written with magnetic ink consisting of iron oxide particles. Barcode reader. Barcode reader, as shown in the figure, is the scanner that usually reads barcode, which is used to label the items in the supermarkets, retail stores, books numbering in library, etc. Now, data acquisition sensors. Sensors are the devices that are used for detecting and measuring the physical quantities such as heat and temperature and converting them into electrical signals. The sensors are most commonly used in data acquisition systems. Media input devices. The input devices which are generally used in the media for communicating with the mass audiences are known as media input devices. The following are the most popular used media input devices, that is microphone, webcam, graphic tablets. Now, coming to the output devices. Output devices are essential part of a computer system. They receive the processed data from the CPU and present it to the user in a desired form. They act as an interface between the computer and the users. The main task of an output device is to convert the machine readable information into human readable form, which may be in the form of text, graphics, audio or video. Depending upon the form of output required, the output device may belong to different categories such as display monitors, printers, plotters, voice output systems, projectors. Display monitors. Display monitors are the most commonly used soft copy output devices. On the basis of technology used, display monitor may be classified into three categories as shown in the figure, which is cathode ray tube monitor, second one is liquid crystal display monitor, third one is thin film transistor monitor. Now another output devices are printers. Printers are the most widely used output devices in real life applications. A printer is a computer hardware that generates the hard copy of information processed by a computer system. On the basis of their working principles, printers can be classified into the two major categories, namely impact printers and non-impact printers. So, what is impact printers? Impact printers are those printers in which there exists a mechanical contact between print head and paper. A dot matrix printer. A dot matrix printer as shown in the figure is an impact printer in which a character is printed on the paper by the back and forth movement of printer head against the river drenched in ink. Daisy wheel printers. A daisy wheel printer as shown in the figure is an impact printer that produces printouts of good quality characters. Drum printers. Drum printers as shown in the figure are the impact printers in which the characters are engraved on a cylindrical drum which is rotated around print head hammer. Now, what is non-impact printers? Non-impact printers are the printers in which there exists no mechanical contact between the print head and paper. The most popular non-impact printers are: first one, inkjet printers. Inkjet printers as shown are the non-impact printers that produce an image by spraying small droplets of ink on the paper which with the help of nozzle. Second one is laser printers. Laser printers as shown in the figure are the non-impact printers that produce images with the help of a laser beam. It works on the same technology as the one used in a copier machine. Plotters. Now, what is plotters? Plotter is a device used to print high quality graphics and images. It uses one or more pens to produce a high quality drawing. The plotters are further divided into the following categories, four categories on the basis of their working, which is drum plotters. Figure shows a drum plotters. Flat bed plotters. Flat bed plotter as shown in the figure is the plotter in which the position of the paper is kept constant and the pens are moved around in various directions to draw graphs and images. Inkjet plotters. Inkjet plotters as shown in the figure are the plotters in which a line or a solid color output is drawn with the help of spraying ink droplets on the paper. Electrostatic plotters. Electrostatic plotters as shown in the figure are the plotters in which the electrostatic charges are used to draw images and graphs. Now, coming into the memory sections of the computer system. Computers are used not only for processing of data for immediate use, but also for storing up large volume of data for future use. In order to meet these two specific requirements, computers use two types of storage locations. One for storing the data that are being currently handled by the CPU, and the other for storing the results and the data for future use. The storage location where the data are held temporarily is referred to as a primary memory, while the storage locations where the programs and data are stored permanently for future use is referred to as the secondary memory. The primary memory is generally known as a memory and the secondary memory is known as the storage. The data and instructions stored in the primary memory can be directly accessed by the CPU using the data and address bus. However, the information stored in the secondary memory is not directly accessible to CPU. First, the information has to be transferred to the primary memory using input output channels and then to the central processing unit. Computers also use a third type of storage location known as the internal process memory. This memory is placed either inside the CPU or near the CPU, connected through the special fast bus. Figure illustrates all the three categories of computer memory and their relative speed, storage capacity and cost. Primary memory, which is also known as main memory, includes two types, namely random access memory, which is called as RAM, and read only memory, which is called as ROM. The data stored in RAM are lost when the power is switched off, and therefore it is known as volatile memory. However, the data stored in ROM stay permanently even after the power is switched off, and therefore ROM is a non-volatile memory. Secondary memory, which is also known as auxiliary memory, includes primarily magnetic disks and magnetic tapes. These storage devices have much larger storage capacity than the primary memory. Information stored on such devices remains permanent until we remove it. Internal process memory usually includes cache memory and registers, both of which stores data temporarily and are accessible directly by the CPU. These memory placed inside or near the CPU for the fast access of data. Memory representation. Data being worked on is stored in the computer memory. In the memory, values are represented by sequences of binary digits known as bits. Most computers use a group of 8 bits known as a byte to represent a character. The byte is defined as the smallest addressable unit of memory. Most computers use group of bytes, usually 2 or 4, known as words, to represent information. Computer memories are often rated in terms of their capacity to store information. Typically, capacities are described using the unit of bytes, which are 1 KB, that is 1024 bytes, 1 MB 1048576 bytes, 1 gigabyte 1073741 bytes, 1 terabyte 1099511627 bytes. Now, random access memory. Random access memory, as shown in the figure, is a volatile memory, as we have discussed, and loses all its data when the power is switched off. RAM is made up of different ICs which are mounted on a printed circuit board. RAM is also known as read write memory because it can perform both read as well as write operations. The speed of RAM is faster than the other memory devices such as hard disks, floppy disks, etc. Figure shows the hierarchy of RAM memory. Read only memory, which is called as also ROM. ROM is the memory that stores the data permanently, that is, it can retain the data even when the power of the computer system is switched off. ROM is divided in 4 types, which are programmable ROM, PROM. Programmable ROM is a memory chip on which the write operation of data can be performed only once. Erasable PROM, which is also called EPROM. Erasable PROM is a type of ROM in which data can be erased or destroyed using ultraviolet light. Erasable ROM provides the facility of changing the contents of the data, that is, it can be reprogrammed. Now, electrically erasable PROM, EEPROM. Electrically erasable PROM is a type of ROM in which data can be erased or destroyed by exposing it to an electric charge. Flash ROM. What is flash ROM? Flash ROM is a type of EEPROM that stores the information using floating gate transistors. which can store electric charge for a longer period of time as compared to the normal transistor. This memory is mainly used in the memory cards of mobile phones, digital cameras and iPods for storing the data. Storage systems. Now coming to the storage system are the devices such as hard disk, optical disk and magnetic disk used for data storage. The main objective of the storage system is to permanently store data which can be of any type such as images, videos and text for future use. The storage systems provide the facility to use the data at any time. Different storage systems have varying storage capacities. For example, the normal storage capacity of compact disc CD is 700 megabytes. The storage system can be classified as shown in the figure. Magnetic storage system. Magnetic storage systems can be defined as the storage systems that store the data on a magnetized medium with the help of magnetized particles. Magnetic tapes, magnetic disks, hard disks, floppy disks are examples of magnetic storage systems. Magnetic tapes. Magnetic tapes as shown in the figure are the plastic tapes with magnetic coating that are used for storing the data such as text, audio or video. Magnetic disks. What is magnetic disk? Magnetic disk as shown in the figure is a flat disk that is covered with magnetic coating for holding information. It is type of a secondary memory device that is used to store different programs and files. There are two popular types of magnetic disks which are hard disks, floppy disks. Now, what is hard disk? Hard disk, also known as the fixed disk, can hold a large number of large volume of data and used with large computers. A floppy disk, a removable disk with relatively less storage capacity. It is commonly used with the personal computers. Optical storage systems. The optical storage systems are used for the same purpose as the magnetic storage systems. The optical storage systems use the laser light as the optical medium to retrieve as well as record the data. The following are the some of the examples of optical storage systems. Compact disc, read only memory, which is also called as CD-ROM. Digital video disc, DVD. Compact disc, recordable, CDR. Compact disc, rewritable, CDWR. Digital video disc, recordable, DVD-R. Digital video disc, rewritable, DVD-WR. Now coming to the solid state storage devices, which is also called SSD. Solid state storage devices were developed in 1978 by Storage Tech Company. SSD can be defined as the device that contains all the properties of hard disk drive to store the data and use solid state memory which has no moving parts. The main objective of these devices is to be process the instructions electronically, as SSDs have no mechanical parts, due to which access time in case of SSDs is less as compared to normal hard disk. This provides the facility of faster accessing of data as compared to any another storage devices. The storage capacity of SSD is lower than that of the normal hard disks. The examples of SSDs are flash memory cards and universal serial bus USB devices. These devices are widely used in laptops to store the data. Now, what are the advantages of SSD? Solid state storage devices possess many advantages that such as better performance, low power, high reliability, small dimensions, small form factor. What are the disadvantages of SSD? SSDs are of high prices, low capacity, low writing speed, low storage density, vulnerable. Means SSD are affected by power loss, electrostatic discharge and magnetic fields, whereas the hard disk drives are not affected by these processes. Now coming to the operating systems. What is operating system? An operating system OS is software that makes the computer hardware to work. While the hardware provides raw computer power, the OS is responsible for making the computer power useful for the users. Operating system is the main component of system software and therefore must be loaded and activated before we can accomplish any other tasks. The operating system provides an interface for users to communicate with the computer. It also manages the use of hardware resources and enables proper implementation of application programs. In short, we can say that the operating system is the master control program of a computer. There are many operating systems developed during the last few decades, but the popular among them are Microsoft DOS, Windows 2000, Windows XP, Windows Server 2003, Mac OS, Unix and Linux. Types of operating systems. Many different types of operating systems have evolved till date. As the computers have improved in terms of speed, reliability and cost, so have the operating systems in terms of their capabilities. The operating system supported by first generation computers were not very powerful. They were only designed and developed to cater the needs of a single user at a time. There has been a tremendous amount of improvement in operating systems in the recent years. Based on their capabilities and the types of applications supported, the operating system can be divided into the 6 major categories: batch processing operating systems, multi-user operating systems, multitasking operating systems, real-time operating system RTOs, multiprocessor operating system, embedded operating systems. The popular operating systems. In till date, many operating systems have been developed that suit different requirements of the users. The following are some of the popular operating systems. Microsoft DOS. Microsoft DOS was developed and introduced by the Microsoft in 1981. It is a single user and single tasking operating systems which is developed for personal computers. MS DOS was especially designed for the family of Intel 8086 microprocessors. This operating system provides a command line user interface, which means that a user needs to type a command at the command line for performing a specific task. The command line interface of MS DOS is more commonly known as DOS prompt. The user interface of MS DOS is very simple to use but not very user friendly because of its non-graphical nature. The user has to issue a command to carry out even a simple task. The command prompt of MS DOS only allows the execution of the files with the extensions such as .com command files, .bat batch files and .exe executable files. Unix. Unix is another operating system that allows several users to perform a number of tasks simultaneously. The first version of Unix was introduced during the 1970s. However, since then it is in constant development phase for further improving its functionality. Unix operating system provides a GUI that enables its user to work in a more convenient environment. Unix is most suitable for the computers that are connected to local area network LAN for performing scientific and business related operations. It can also be implemented on personal computers. The following are the core components of the Unix operating system. Kernel, it is the central part of the Unix operating system. Shell, it is the user interface of the Unix operating system that acts as an intermediary between the user and the kernel of the operating system. Files and processes, the Unix operating system arranges everything in terms of files and processes. Windows. Windows is another operating system. Microsoft has provided many operating systems to cater the needs of different users. Microsoft is a well-known name in the development of operating system as well as various software applications. Initially, Microsoft introduced Windows 1.x, Windows 2.x and Windows 3.86 operating systems. However, these operating systems lacked certain desirable features such as networking and interactive user interface. Microsoft continued to work towards developing an operating system that met the desirable features of users and came up with a new operating system in the year 1993, which was known as Windows NT 3.1. This operating system was especially designed for the advanced user performing various business and scientific operations. After the release of Windows NT 3.1, several other operating systems were introduced by Microsoft in the successive years with their own unique features. Table lists some of the other important Windows operating systems introduced by the Microsoft with their release dates and significant features. Mac operating system. Mac operating system is the desktop operating system used by the Apple Mac computers. iOS. iOS is the mobile operating system used by Apple iPhones and iPads. Android. Android operating system is the most popular mobile operating system. It is known for its open source nature, customization options and compatibility with the wide range of devices. In the next lecture, we will discuss about Internet, introduction to bistatics, mean, median, mode, etc. Thank you.